I want to start off real quick. Just tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you've done in the past, where you're from, and also tell me about your passion with what you do now. You are the most video scene guy around this city and around, I think, not just here, but also in all the other countries around. So tell me about your passion, what you do.
All right, well, great question. First of all, I am originally from Afghanistan, but I immigrated to Canada as a child, and I grew up there. I grew up in Toronto, Ontario, and growing up, I was just a regular guy, going to school. Eventually, I started working in the restaurant industry, so you know, customer service was very important to me, and that's where I picked up any skill that I have talking to people now. I feel very comfortable in front of people. Then I was a casino manager for a while as well, so, and then I worked for like a Netflix subsidiary, which is like in the office and payroll and all that. Life was good, I must say, but you know, I took a trip with my best friend about 10 years ago now to Thailand, and that was my first like solo trip. I was with the guys, you know, and it was just like a whole different,
That's awesome, man.
Can I take
so
it,
tell me,
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
so tell me a little more about what you've done here when did you move here to the Philippines?
Initially, I came in 2019, so right before the pandemic. You know, so you want to go somewhere else? Probably much easier. Yeah.
All right, real quick.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go again.
Here we go again.
So tell me about all of your passions. Tell me about before of all where you've lived in your life in the past,
Yeah.
where you're from, what you do now, when you moved here. What made you decide you want to live here? Tell me a little about that.
Yeah, definitely. So I was really getting sick and tired of the 9 to 5. Everybody is in the rat race. You know, the same typical thing where you just go to work and you act like a zombie. You go home. It just wasn't enough for me. And after my trip to Thailand, I fell in love with the place, and I knew there was a different life for me out there. So I kind of wanted to pursue that. Originally, I was an online English teacher, so I was able to work online, earn US dollars, and spend, and you know, more soft currency. So I got a lot more for my money. So I figured, you know, why work so hard when I could work half as much and live twice as much? So I lived in many different countries: Thailand, Turkey, Georgia, Philippines, and I came here mainly because the people were just fantastic. When I first got here, people were like super friendly. So for me, that was a big selling point. So that's why I've been here since then, and then that's where I grew the channel. So I talk to people on a daily basis now.
So when did you start your channel?
I think it's a two and a half years ago now. Yeah. But only the past year and a half I became serious about it. Before it was just like one video every 2 weeks, maybe one video a week. But now I'm putting content out one every 3 days or so. So this year and a half or so has been really going at it.
So how many hours have you created since you started?
That's a good question. I don't know about hours, but my regular daily routine, I would probably spend between 2 or 3 hours on content creating. Maybe a little bit more now because I'm going at it very hard. So probably 3 to 5 hours when you consider me doing interviews and editing and uploading and, you know, the thumbnails, everything else that goes into it. Yeah.
And then, so where are the other countries you've been to around here?
Around here, I've been pretty much all over Southeast Asia, right? So I've been to Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia. What else is here?
Singapore?
I've been to Singapore, yeah.
Japan?
No, those are the two big ones left for me. It's Japan and Korea. And for obvious reasons, obviously you need a bit more finances to travel there properly. And they're a bit more westernized and developed, so the draw isn't as strong for me. But I will go eventually. I'd love to go.
Subways are huge in Korea, South Korea.
Exactly. So I'm trying to get away from the subway, the metropolitan stuff. So, but yeah, it's on my list of places to visit for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, tell me a little bit about your holy shit moment that you've had in your life.
A holy shit moment. There's been a few. The most recent one was just like a trip in Thailand. A few friends of mine and I went to a temple on a hill that was under construction, and I guess it was abandoned for a while and we didn't know. So we kept going deeper and deeper into the woods, and eventually we got like surrounded by these like apes, kind of monkeys I've never seen before. Like they're not the little brown ones, but they're not the big gorilla type, but I've never seen monkeys like this. They're really like stubby, and they start like chasing us and just going downhill, screaming, barking like dogs, trying to get them away from us. I guess we walk into their like home or something. It was pretty exciting and yet scary at the same time. So yeah, it was holy shit for sure.
So when did you come to Canada from Afghanistan?
when I was like 3 or 4 years old, so like around 96 and 95, maybe a little later, maybe 6 or 7 years old. I can't remember. I got horrible memory, man. So somewhere around then when I was like before grade 2 or grade 1, something like that. So,
So, Toronto. So tell me about growing up in Toronto.
Toronto was fantastic because it's multicultural. Like anybody that's ever been there or heard about it, they know they got like it's an actual melting pot of nationalities. You got like I grew up with a bunch of Jamaicans, Trinis, Caribbeans, like Asians. So it was like I felt like I was traveling even though I was in Toronto. So I got this taste for Jamaican food, Chinese food, you know, like things that you won't normally find all around European countries or like Western world. So for me, it was really cool, and yeah, it was decent. I liked it. I had a good childhood.
When did you go? When did you go? When was the last time you went home?
I went back a year ago, so not this September, but the previous. No, I guess only I can't. 6 months ago I was there, but I was only there for about 3 weeks, and I couldn't take it anymore. I was just about to get cold a little bit, and it's not for me right now. So yeah.
Not the same climate as here.
No, but over here you have the other extreme, right? The humidity gets to me still. I try to acclimate, but it's just not working for me, man. My body's a little bit different, you know. So yeah.
All right, and real quick, one more moment. Tell me anything else that you know about yourself, about your life here in the Philippines. What are the good things and the bad things of being in Cebu City?
Yeah, I like Cebu City because it offers you pretty much anything you want. If you want to live like a fast-paced kind of environment where everything is modern and up to date and feels a little bit more Western, you can stay in Business Park or IT Park. Basically, you can have a similar kind of feeling. If you're in your condo, you don't really know you're in the Philippines, right? Because you just look out the window, you see everything looks the same, right? Buildings, condos, malls, establishments, taxis, clean roads, all that, right? But a quick 2-hour ride, you can be on the most beautiful beaches, you know. So it has a little bit of everything. That's one of my favorite things about Cebu specifically. It's close to the modern areas, but it's also close to the island life that a lot of us come here for. So,
have you ever been swimming with the sharks?
I have. I've been swimming with the sharks, the whale sharks, but not the thresher sharks. So I can't. I've not scuba dived yet, but I've done the whale shark swimming. Yeah. It's magnificent, huge.
I bet.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right, and one more thing, just. So, videography, basically it's interviewing other people and telling other people's stories. Yeah. That's your passion.
Yeah.
Correct?
That's right.
So tell me a little bit more about that. Tell me a bit, what's the craziest people you've ever met, the craziest stories you've ever told?
Yeah, so craziest people I ever met, I think a lot of people tend to be really rated PG on camera, naturally. You don't want people to know your dirty laundry, like that. So a lot of people tend to be a little maybe hesitant to be very truthful sometimes, and rightfully so. You're a guest in this country, you don't want to start talking about the place. There are some downsides, of course, like anywhere in the world, but you're here for a reason. So I find that most people tend to stay away from negativity, because once you become negative, you literally become negative. Everything around you starts to poke at you, get at you. So if you're coming all the way down here, why not actually look at the more bright side of things? But as far as individuals with crazy stories, I know somebody I spoke to a couple days ago actually got like sent to jail in Thailand. So he went to prison there, even though it was just for a couple days. He didn't want to pay the bribe, for example, to get away. So stuff like that, but nothing too crazy. Somebody said he was choked from behind on a motorcycle. They tried to rob his gold chain, but then again, you don't know the credibility of some of these things, so who knows, right? So yeah.
Exactly. There's always a different narrative with everybody's life.
Exactly, right? Two sides to every story, right?
Exactly. So okay. All right, and then so you're here a lot at Ayala. I know that. Yep. I've seen you. I saw you online, and I came here.
And you saw me in person.
Exactly. and you videoed me twice. One several months ago, and I appreciate you. You did another one recently. It'll be up a lot next month. But just tell me a little bit more about your strengths and your weaknesses, your opportunities and your threats.
Yeah.
You live here. What I do is I'll tell people what's your strategy, so to speak, as far as YouTube videos.
For me, there really isn't a strategy like you're doing right now. I know you didn't write these questions down, so you have a really good personality. You know how to read people, how to talk to people, and I think doing these interviews for the past couple of years, has really strengthened that side of me, where I can sense if someone's comfortable talking about something, someone isn't comfortable, whether they're experienced in certain topics or so. I think I can read people really well, and I think that's my strength. And I let people talk like you are right now. Sometimes interviewers let you start speaking, they cut you off, and you're like, I do that in specific videos. So when I do the fast-paced ones, I go at it quick because that's the style of those videos. I have 6 or 7 people. I need to be within 30 seconds. So you kind of got to pick your battles, and if you're not aware of it, you come across like arrogant or rude or disrespectful, and people don't know you personally, so that can be a thing. My weakness probably would have to be I speak fast. Naturally, I'm a very fast speaker, so someone that maybe isn't a native English speaker might have trouble understanding me, and that's normal.
I mean, they know English, but they don't know when you talk spat. I talk very fast also.
Yeah.
They don't understand what I'm saying sometimes.
Yes. So those are some of the weaknesses, strengths, and as far as strategy goes, I just kind of see how people respond, and I do that. That's it.
All right, and then real quick. So all right, so and then what are the other opportunities with your video show? I mean, so you have 125,000 subscribers, correct?
135. Hey, how you doing? Long time no see.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you. I'm on the other side of the table now, All right. So like that, those are opportunities right there, right? So people do recognize you in the streets, and you get some people inviting you to lunch or dinner. They offer you to stay at their resort. I've had all kinds of opportunities. People offer to finance a trip for me if I went to a specific area because they've never been there for like 30 years and they want to see what it looks like. I have sponsorships, memberships. So financial opportunities also grow, relationship opportunities are there, and you can honestly be as active and involved in your community as you want, or as hands off as you want. I know people that make a video and upload it directly from their phone to YouTube. They don't comment, they don't do that's just their style, that's the way they are. And for other people like myself, they look at analytics, they kind of go with the trends, the waves, maybe I can see what videos are working, and I take that as an opportunity to follow up on a story. Like for yourself, right? We did 2 interviews with you because I know people want to know what's going on with you now that you've been here for a few months. Has that changed? Your perspective is getting around easier or more difficult? Have you had any health issues? So those opportunities arise from just simply meeting people. Yeah.
All right. One last thing.
Sure.
Anything else you want to add before we go?
No. The one last thing I want to say is, I heard something. I've said this so many times if you follow my channel, but I'll say it again. There's never going to be a perfect time to travel because you need those 3 things: time, energy, and money. When you're young, you have energy and time when you have no money. When you're adult, you have some energy and some money, but you have no time because you're working or whatever. And when you're older, you have time and money, but you have no energy. So there's really not a perfect time to do this. If you want to come to the Philippines, buy your ticket. Honestly, stop eating out for a week or 2. Save a little bit of money. Put it to the Philippines or anywhere in the world you want to travel to. You never know. Tomorrow's not promised. So I'd say just be like Nike and do it. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. I appreciate
My
you.
pleasure. Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.